Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Miss.
Evening, Bu.
Okay, it's really nice to meet you again. And okay, now, last week, we have discussed about modes of interpreting. So we have simultaneous interpreting, and then the second one, consecutive interpreting, and the third one is whispering or sushotas, okay? Those are the most popular modes of interpreting. So actually, there are many others modes of interpreting based on the setting, but those are the three most popular. Okay. Now let's focus on the second one, the consecutive interpreting. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, Bu.
Yes, I can see it, Miss.
Okay. Okay. So now let's focus on short consecutive interpreting. Okay. There are two kinds of consecutive, long and short. And now let's focus on short consecutive interpreting, or what we call dialogue interpreting. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. What do you know about dialogue interpreting? Anyone can help me? What's in your mind if you hear someone say a dialogue interpreting?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but what's in my mind actually when we talk about dialogue interpreting, it's about when someone's doing a dialogue and then like we directly translate those dialogues immediately at that moment.
Okay, good point. Directly, okay. Any other opinion?
In my opinion, dialogue interpreting is referred to when the interpreters maybe same with what Sandra said before, but dialogue interpreting is not depend on the note, because the consecutive is usually need to taking note about what the speaker said.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. Yes, exactly. Less note, okay? Compared to long consecutive interpreting, we usually use a lot of notes, okay? We take a lot of notes. But in dialogue interpreting, it's better for us to get focused on what the speaker said rather than taking notes, okay? Okay, just like what Sandra and Jessica said, dialogue interpreting is an interpreter-mediated communication in spontaneous face-to-face interaction. Oke, jadi komunikasi yang dimediasi oleh seorang juru bahasa dalam interaksi tatap muka yang spontan or direct. Oke, dan dilengkapi dengan Jessica's point. It usually use less notes. Okay. Okay. If we talk about dialogue interpreting, what do you think about the seating arrangement? Pengaturan posisi duduknya. Apakah it's like a line? So the speaker and then the client, the interviewer, interviewee, and then the interpreter in the middle, or what?
I think the seating arrangement between the interpreter and the client is make a triangle shape because the interview is in front of the client and the interpreter. So the client and the interpreter is sitting berdampingan gitu Bu ini.
Okay, side by side. Okay.
Side
So
by-
Jessica's point is it's a triangle shape. Okay. Okay. Thank you again, Jessica. Yes, it's a triangle shape. Okay. Okay. So at one corner there will be the interviewer or police or doctor or someone else. Okay. And then on the other corner there will be the interviewee or witness if in the police office, and then the patient if in the hospital or a doctor appointment perhaps. And then the last corner is the interpreter. Okay, so why this shape? The question is why this shape?
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong again, Bu. But in my opinion, maybe because interpreter is translating someone's when they doing a dialogue, when they doing a conversation. So, like when these two person doing an they doing their dialogue and they doing the conversation, interpreter is like make the interpreter more easily to listen to about what they said. About what they talk about in the conversation, so that they will directly translate those dialogue.
Okay, good job, Sandra. Sandy, perhaps, or Dipa, Jessica Hani?
Can I answer this?
Yes, sure, Sandy.
All right. As per my understanding, this position perhaps is the most suitable position to interpret to know about. I'm sorry, not about the interpreter to hear the interviewer or the witness properly. So the triangle setting is the most lebih suitable aja gitu loh, karena biar interpreter bisa mendengar dari segala sisi juga kan, biar bisa lebih jelas mendengar.
Okay, it's about the interpreters. What is it? The possibility of the interpreter to hear both speakers clearly, right? Okay.
Yes, Bu.
Okay. Let's see. Why a triangle? First, it will be a balanced position as interpreter can face both parties. Okay, jadi interpreter bisa melihat wajah dari kedua sumbernya. Okay, that's important in dialogue interpreting. So interpreter will be able to see their their gesture and then their emotion through their face. Okay. And then the second one, showing impartiality. Jangan sampai seorang juru bahasa itu dirasa membela satu pihak atau berada pada satu pihak. Oke, terutama dalam kasus di kantor polisi, in police office. Jangan sampai misalkan saksi atau tersangka merasa the interpreter is on the police side, atau interpreter dianggap berada pada the witness side or the suspect side by the police. Okay, that's dangerous. The third one, it is possible for both parties to equally hear the interpreter's voice well. Persis seperti yang Sandy katakan tadi. Oke, dan Sandra juga poinnya serupa. Oke. Okay, now let's have a look at the voice and intonation. Okay, an interpreter must produce a clear voice. Suara harus jelas. Okay, the second one, reproducing the speaker's intonation. Intonasinya harus sama. For example, I said, Jessica, don't do that. You have to transfer like this. Jessica, jangan lakukan itu. Okay? The intonation must be the same. If the speaker's kind of crying, then you have to imitate it as well. Okay? The third one, sometimes following the speaker's gesture. Okay. For example, at court, okay, when the speaker suddenly stand up, then we as an interpreter should imitate it. We have to suddenly stand up as well. Okay? Karena ada penelitian yang menyatakan bahwa hal terakhir yang diingat oleh orang adalah kejadian terakhir, the last event that they experience. Adalah kejadian terakhir yang mereka alami. Jadi siapa yang terakhir bicara? We, the interpreter. Jadi kita harus mengikuti gesture dari pembicara kita agar tetap terekam oleh hakim, polisi, dokter, dan sebagainya. Oke. Okay. Now let's move on to introduction or setting the contract. Setting the contract or introduction. Why do you think introduction is important in dialogue interpreting? Deepa, what's in your mind? Hello, Deepa.
I do apologize, Miss, but I really don't know what to say now because I still don't know about these materials.
Okay, that's okay.
Miss, I'm still watching for this.
Jessica Hani, what do you think? Why do you need to introduce yourself to both parties?
We get the relationship. I don't know.
Okay, could be to build a good relation. Okay, to build a good atmosphere, perhaps. Yes.
Maybe I can try to reply, Miss.
Sorry. Yes, sure. Please.
For me, in my mind, introducing ourselves to others, especially for both parties, it's one of the ethics for every people to let them know that who we are. That's the first thing in my mind. So, yeah,
good.
I think that's,
good point.
I think that's for me.
Ethics, being professional. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'll go to that point later on. Okay. Now I'll show you how we introduce ourselves during dialogue interpreting. First, hello, I am Kunta. I will be your interpreter today. Okay, you can change. Hello, I'm Sandra. I will be your interpreter today. Okay. I'll be speaking in first person. Must in first person. Jadi tidak boleh kita menerjemahkan seperti ini. Misalkan saksi bilang, oh saya melihat kejadian itu. Kemudian kita menerjemahkan menjadi she said, nah, itu dilarang keras. Oke? Okay? You have to use first person. Jadi kamu mengulang lagi. I see the incident by myself. Oke? Okay? I see, not she said. First person. Oke? Okay? And then I might ask you to explain technical terms if necessary. Ini perlu karena kadang ada istilah-istilah teknis yang kita tidak mengerti sebagai juru bahasa dan hanya dimengerti oleh yang mengutarakan. Jadi kita harus menanyakan kembali. Oke? Okay? I might interrupt you so I can interpret. Sometimes they forgot that they are accompanied by an interpreter. So they speak fast and too long, okay? You have the control to stop them. you have no right to control the content, but you have right to control the situation, so you can do interpreting. Oke, kalian tidak punya kontrol atas kontennya, apa yang dikatakan oleh orang itu, tapi kalian punya kontrol untuk menyetop kapan sih kalian masuk supaya nanti tidak terlalu panjang dan kalian lupa apa yang dia bicarakan. Oke. Everything said in this session will be interpreted. So if you do not want me to interpret something, please do not utter it. Jadi segala sesuatu di sesi penjurubahasaan itu akan diterjemahkan. Jadi kalau kalian tidak ingin saya diterjemahkan, jadi jangan diucapkan. Nah, ini sering terjadi di kantor polisi. Jadi ada polisi lain yang ngobrol saat ada sesi interpreting begitu. Nah, kenapa side conversation? Kita bilangnya side conversation. Jadi ada percakapan di luar percakapan inti gitu. Kenapa harus diterjemahkan? Ya karena kita tidak boleh membuat, terutama yang bahasanya minor, ya. Jadi misalnya yang orang asing, dia kan minor bahasanya di negara kita. Jangan sampai dia merasa diintimidasi. Aduh, gue nih diomongin. Kayaknya dia ngomongin saya deh. Nah, jangan sampai mereka punya pemikiran seperti itu. Itu namanya kita treat them equally, fairly, ya. If you don't understand something I interpret, please say so. Jadi kita memberikan ruang pada pembicara, kalau dia merasa tidak mengerti dengan apa yang kita sampaikan ke dia, dia punya hak untuk menanyakan balik. Maksudmu apa sih? Okay. I may take some notes to help me with my memory so I can interpret accurately, but they will be destroyed before I leave. Oke, jadi kamu jelaskan bahwa biasanya kadang konfidensial di rumah sakit biasanya terkait penyakit seseorang, tapi kadang kita perlu take notes. Tapi kamu jelaskan bahwa itu hanya untuk membantu your memory gitu loh. Dan kamu meyakinkan that semua notes yang kamu punya akan dirobek, dimusnahkan sebelum kamu meninggalkan ruangan itu. Yang terakhir, kita harus tekankan that everything said in this session will be kept confidential. Oke? Harus dipastikan bahwa begitu as soon as you leave the room, you have to use like forgetting formula. Jadi rumus lupa gitu. Pokoknya udah lupa. You may not remember any words mentioned in the room. Okay. Any questions so far?
Bu, saya mau tanya untuk bagian bisa tadi yang I might interrupt you so I can interpret itu, gimana caranya kita bisa nyetop gitu kan, dia tadi jajak kayak lupa gitu soalnya dari interpreternya, terus kayak kepanjangan gitu. Nah, terus gimana caranya kita nyetop dia gitu, terus dan takutnya kalau di stop dia lupa sama selanjutnya mau ngomong apa kayak gitu.
Oke.
Terus gimana strateginya?
Oke. Caranya sederhana sebetulnya. Jadi pada saat kamu harus tahu pembahasan dia tuh mana yang bisa di-cut. Mana yang kira-kira pembahasannya dia tuh oke, ini bisa di-cut ini supaya dia nggak lupa gitu. Biasanya nanti kita akan tahu dengan sendirinya dari pola ceritanya. Misalnya dia menceritakan kronologi pencurian di Circle K misalnya gitu. Nanti kita akan tahu di bagian mana excuse me, let me interpret first. Nah, kita bisa bilang begitu. Jadi dia oke, dia akan ingat biasanya seperti itu. Oke? Oke. I'll continue. Yes, Jessica?
Yes. Ya, bisa dilanjutkan.
Oke, thank you. Oke. Yang tadi, why giving introduction? Dipa menjawab dengan tepat, oke. It is polite, sebenarnya ethics begitu ya. Nah, supaya nanti tidak ada dilema etik gitu. Yang pertama, it is polite and professional. The second one, it helps set the scene and ensures both you and your clients are treated fairly and professionally. Oke, seperti saya sampaikan tadi, itu akan menjadi fair bagi semua pihak. Kemudian it can help avoid ethical dilemmas later on. Supaya tidak ada problem etik nanti ke depannya. Jangan sampai, ini siapa sih penerjemahnya? Ada hubungan apa dengan klien? Nah, jangan sampai seperti itu. Karena itu saya alami dulu. Begitu, saya tidak tahu bahwa it's really important to give introduction or set the contract at the beginning. Jadi saya dipikir punya hubungan khusus dengan klien dan memihak pada klien begitu. Ini pada saat itu kasusnya tentang perebutan hak asuh anak. Oke, question Jessica?
No, Miss.
Oke. Yang terakhir, it makes sure you are in the right place. In the right place ini maksudnya jangan sampai posisimu jadi salah menjadi juru bahasa. Karena giving introduction, it means that you protect yourself. Kamu sudah membuat boundary bahwa saya tidak memihak siapa-siapa. Tugas saya is only transferring the message, not more. Oke. Oke. 5 things that you have to remember. First, keep your intro short and sweet. Okay. Second, always do it in both languages. Both languages. Jadi, misalkan di kantor polisi, kamu harus memberi introduction kepada saksi, misalnya orang asing, dalam bahasa Inggris, kemudian kamu harus memberi introduction juga kepada polisi dalam bahasa Indonesia. Jadi, kedua pihak harus tahu siapa kamu, siapa kita sebagai juru bahasa. And then deliver it naturally. Jadi itu harus dilatih di poin 4. Consider rehearsing it a few times so that you come across as confident and competent in both languages. Jadi harus dilatih. Hello, I'm Sandra. I will be your interpreter today. I will be speaking in first person. Jadi harus diucapkan dengan senatural mungkin. Jadi harus dilatih, ya. Oke. Yang kelima, you may modify it depending on the context. Boleh dimodifikasi sesuai situasinya nanti. Oke. Nah, kapan kalian tidak perlu mengenalkan diri? Pertama, situasi darurat. Situasi darurat kok pakai pengenalan diri, keburu matilah orangnya gitu ya. Jadi jangan mengenalkan diri, melakukan introduction saat emergency situations. Oke. Kemudian repeat clients. Clients-nya sama. Jadi tidak perlu lagi mengenalkan diri atau setting the contract. Oke. Kemudian in a situation in which you are formally introduced. Misalkan di pengadilan, kalian sudah dikenalkan, ini interpreternya atas nama ini, kemudian akan diambil sumpahnya. Nah, itu sudah jelas. Jadi kalian tidak perlu memperkenalkan diri lagi. Kemudian, extenuating circumstances in which the professional request you not to. Contohnya di psikolog, gitu. Atau kalian melakukan penjurubahasaan dengan pasien yang kesehatan mentalnya terganggu. Nah, jadi kalian memang diminta oleh dokternya, oleh psikolognya atau psikiaternya untuk tidak memperkenalkan diri, karena pasien juga tidak akan mengerti dan bingung gitu kalau kalian justru memperkenalkan diri terlalu panjang gitu. Ada sesi-sesi tertentu yang kita tidak perlu memperkenalkan diri. Oke, let's have a look. Ini adalah video by NATI. NATI itu adalah National Accreditation Authority for Translators and Interpreters in Australia. Oke, jadi kalau kalian ingin jadi juru bahasa di Australia, kalian harus melalui tes yang diadakan oleh NATI ini. Can you hear the voice?
Belum, Bu.
Okay. Let me share sound. Okay. Apologize. Okay, let's try. Bisa?
Bisa.
Okay.
TPI test face-to-face task A1 attendance ID 88888.
Hello, I'm Dr. Sam Jones. I'm going to be speaking with Lena about her sore foot. Would you like to introduce yourself to the patient, please?
Ya, selamat pagi Puan, saya
Oke, itu
juru
ada
bahasa
candidate.
Puan hari ini.
Nah, dia tuh sedang tes untuk menjadi juru bahasa di situ supaya legal.
Good morning, doctor. I'm going to be your interpreter for today.
Thank you.
Hello, juru bahasa.
Okay, you don't need to interpret this next part.
Okay.
All right, I'd just like you to interpret what we say to each other. If you need us to repeat or to clarify something, just say so. Also, if one of us talks for too long, just ask us to pause so that you can interpret. Okay, let's start. Hello, how are you? What can I do for you today?
Selamat pagi
Okay,
Puan.
what is missing there? Apa yang terlewat tadi?
Ada beberapa kalimat yang terlewat tadi, Bu. Tapi mungkin karena itu dia bilang nggak mau diinterpret sama dia. Sama
Oke.
role play-nya.
Sama role play-nya. Oke, good. Tapi hati-hati, in the real situation, hal-hal seperti itu harus diterjemahkan. Ya. Meskipun dia tidak mengizinkan nanti. Nah, itu kenapa kita set the contract. Jadi apapun yang diujarkan, entah dia melarang atau tidak, kita sudah sampaikan di awal, must be translated. No matter what. Oke. Jangan sampai salah satu merasa kok dia cuma ngomong berdua saja sama interpreternya. Dia ngomongin apa? Kenapa saya nggak dikasih tahu? Nah, ini karena tes, karena ini part of the test, masih bisa dilakukan.
Apa boleh saya bantu hari ini?
Dokter, sudah lewat 1 jam. Saya sedang mengalami kesakitan yang amat teruk. Kaki saya sangat sakit sejak minggu lalu, dan sekarang ia jadi bengkak.
Yeah. So doctor, you're an hour late. My feet hurt since a week ago, and now it's swollen.
Okay, sorry about the wait. There was an emergency beforehand, that's why.
Oke, kita akan coba lanjut dulu ya. Jadi kalian sudah lihat sampelnya, so how they work, okay?
Thank you. Maaf tunggu lama.
Okay, I'll skip first. Okay. Ini sebenarnya practice gitu, but as we run out of time, kita coba yang ada dialognya, oke? Okay? Yang ada dialognya kita coba. Oke, let's see. Oke, Jessica, you interpret, and then Sandra, you Oke, kita pakai yang sini saja biar cepat. Oke, bisa terlihat ya? Oke. Sandra, kamu jadi social worker-nya, saya jadi pasiennya, dan Jessica menerjemahkan. Oke? Oke.
Tunggu, saya masih kurang bisa ngelihat.
Slide-nya bisa digedein.
Oh, oke. Sebentar. Kenapa dia jadi tidak terlihat ini? Oh, wait a second. Oke, sudah terlihat? Oke, kita.
Udah, Bu, tapi kayak setengah screen gitu.
Oh ya? Okay.
Enggak deh, saya yang salah, maaf.
Oke, Sandra, social worker, saya pasien, Jessica, yang interpreternya. Oke, Sandra, start.
Sebentar sebelum start, berarti saya mulai dari introduction juga dan lain-lainnya.
Kita skip yang introduction, oke? Kita skip because we run out of
Langsung di
time.
konten. Oh ya.
Iya, iya. So Sandra, please start.
Maaf Bu, tadi kurang kedengeran. Saya bagian yang mana Bu ya?
Social worker. Hi, Mrs. Phillips.
Social worker.
Okay. Okay, start.
Hi, Mrs. Phillips. You look wonderful today.
Halo, Miss Philip. Anda terlihat Anda terlihat sangat baik hari ini.
Ya, anak saya menyisir, mempermak rambut saya dan membuat saya terlihat cantik untuk berjumpa dengan Anda hari ini.
Yes, my daughters did my hair and made me look good for you to see me nice.
That's so sweet. And tell me, Miss Phillips, how do you manage when you're by yourself?
Itu sangat baik dan Miss Philip, bisakah Anda memberitahu saya bagaimana Anda mengenanganinya saat Anda sendiri?
Keseimbangan saya semakin baik dan hari ini saya berusaha mandi sendiri.
Well, my balance is getting better and today I tried showering by myself.
Okay, let's stop. Okay, thank you so much, Sandra and Jessica, for the role play. Okay, next week kita akan lakukan lebih banyak role play. Okay, because you got the theory today. Especially we'll practice on the introduction. Oke, jadi tugas kalian adalah kalian latih sebanyak mungkin di rumah supaya minggu depan kalian bisa menyampaikan itu senatural mungkin. Oke? Oke, guys. Thank you so much for being present in my class. See you next week.
See you, Bu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Massive thank you.